Welcome back. Understanding the 60 negative emotions. Row 4. Anger. Anger. Wow. So anger trapped in the liver, solar plexus, is this fire energy that is not used properly. It's used towards the darkness. It's not used towards the light. So it's a lack of communion with this fire element. And when we don't use or see or love this fire element, then it builds up and builds up and builds up and builds up. And then eventually it's this volcano, right? And then it's like there's pressure, pressure, pressure needs to erupt. And this anger, we're using it on the dark side to kind of like push people away. It's like, right? It's like, right? It's like spreading that fire is to tell people like, whoa, back off, right? It's protect myself. But what am I protecting from? That's what we need to analyze. Deep down might be some type of heartache, betrayal, sadness, right? It's a cover up. So we need to, we can even scan it. We can ask, what is the emotion behind my anger, right? And I can find it. It's hitting something. And once we start understanding those processes, we go deeper, then we can start releasing, making sure that we build communion with solar plexus. Bitterness is just this build up anger and anger and anger that over time become bitterness, right? It's this anger that we keep inside, and we feel always like a little bit angry here and there. The heart that becomes bitter. Guilt, very harsh emotion of the sacral, mainly like really like shutting down the sacral. Like only this emotion can make the sacral underactive. Guilt is feeling that we did something wrong. We hurt others through our actions. But we need to understand that guilt is only being felt by a good person, because the dark side, maybe the psychopath people, they're never going to feel guilty for what they did. So if you feel guilt, means that you're a good person, you're assessing yourself, you're aware that something you did have hurt someone. So through this understanding that, okay, yes, I'm aware, and this is part of my lessons, and I bring acceptance into this. I not being too harsh on myself, I can let go of guilt. Hatred. Hatred is a build up from anger, bitterness, hatred. It's somehow it's like, oof. If anger was a cover up, then hatred is like it's a cover up over a cover up over a cover up, right? When we hate others, when we show hate on social media, when we hate artists, when we hate our competition, when we hate anything in this physical reality or in the universe as a whole, when we hate God, it's deep, 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 deep sense of suffering. Basically, the foundation of the dark side, like the dark beings from higher density, they live out of hate. It's one of the darkest emotions. So we need to start analyzing where this hate is coming from, right? There's a domino effect that we need to start doing some research, acting as an inspector, and then finding the clues of like, okay, what is behind this hate, and then behind this emotion, what is behind, and there's probably a series of like 6 to 10 emotions behind this hate. Resentment. Resentment is a feeling of I've been hurt and I want the other to see it. I want the other to feel my pain. I want the other to come down to the level of my pain. So because of that, I'm going to shut down. Because of that, I'm not going to talk to this person. I'm going to wait that this person is going to come apologize. I'm never going to move forward because I'm too stuck in my resentment and my pride, right? And it's like we are waiting for others to satisfy our apologize languages, to satisfy our love languages, and we're stuck. But when we keep that resentment, we hurt ourselves. We close our solar plexus. We close our root. So we need to let go. We need to understand that it's not up to anyone else to come fix me. It's not up to anyone else to come apologize. I need to forgive myself. I need to maintain my own energy field. No one else can really do anything for me. So I need to let go of that resentment, because with that resentment, I'm hurting myself. Depression, solar plexus, it's just like a sense that nothing is really working in this life, right? And I'm not good enough. I'm not doing anything in my life. I don't deserve to be alive. I'm exhausted. It's all so much emotion combined, and then we can start scanning. Like, okay, I feel depression, but what is the cluster of emotion linked to that depression? It's basically there's going to be a big cluster of emotion that makes me depressed. That's what we need to analyze. And once we start analyzing all those emotions step by step, slowly we can release our depression. Frustration. Frustration is like trying to make things happen doesn't work. Trying to be understood from the throat. It happens a lot. Trapping frustration in the throat. And I try to be understood. I express myself. I try to work on my communication skills, but somehow it's like I always hit a wall. People they don't understand me fully when I try to communicate, and then this hardship happens. Frustration can happen also from the solar plexus. Frustration of like I'm trying to reach the next level in my business, in my life, and my growth, and it's like I'm hitting walls and walls after walls, right? This frustration is coming from an energy of courage. It's not an energy of neutrality. So we're feel frustrated because we're stuck in this physical reality. We're not in the heart center. We're not in trust. We're not in communion with the soul and the higher self. Indecisiveness. I have a hard time saying this one. So this is a bit like lack of control. It's a sense that I need to take those decisions in my life. The ego needs to take decisions. But somehow it's like sometime I need to let go of decisions. I need to surrender that things are going to happen by themselves, like because I'm always guided. And then yes, sometimes I might have two choices that they have their own benefits and I don't know which one to take. And I just need to be patient with this, and things are going to unfold naturally towards one option. Panic is a sense of not being I would say not having the tools to assess what's going on. More than that. So once we start building our toolbox, mainly for me the emotional code, there's something happening, I can assess my energy field, I can assess my chakra, I can assess what emotion I'm living, I have information, I can bring awareness to this, and that's the first step. And through this, okay, I understand life, I understand the dynamic of polarity, I understand what happened with the other self in front of me that reflected something in me. And then through this, I can assess, okay, I can come back in the heart, get some loving energy from the higher self, right? And I come back into Mother Earth, grounded, the root chakra, and I don't need to panic. I know I'm always guided. Taken for granted in relationship most of the time, maybe at work, it's linked to effort unreceived, like I'm trying to do my best, right? Like to set the expectation of building this beautiful project or this beautiful relationship, and then I'm putting it all out there, and then somehow this person doesn't see this, and then this person can switch me quickly to something else, right? So this person is not grateful of my presence, my offering, my energy, or that's what I feel inside. And that can come from a sense of unworthy or imbalance in the root. It's always an internal story also, right? What's happening outside is a reflection of what's happening inside. So that's it for row 4. Thank you. Thank you.